Kristen Joe.
I'm Cameron Word.
So we talk about the importance of mobility and flexibility.
Yes.
Part 3. I like to think that I'm mobile and flexible, but then I don't know, maybe I'm not. Sometimes I feel I'm not.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, usually in our bodies, I guess we feel like we're the normal ones. But, for example, you like watch the Olympics?
Yeah.
And then those athletes.
The gymnastics?
They're just like so stretchy. They do all these amazing things.
Yeah.
And I just think, have I ever walked in my life? Like, does my body actually function?
Incredible.
Like, just the things they do.
Yeah.
I mean, their bodies, I don't even feel like the same species.
Well,
They're...
there are different species. It's not human, and they practice 10 hours a day.
Oh my gosh.
It's so much sacrifice. But
they are an extreme example of mobility and flexibility.
Yes, okay, so we are on part 3.
Yes.
And we have some expressions to cover. The first one is intern. So what is intern?
Yes. So in turn means as a result of something. So A happens and it will make B happen. In turn. So the next thing to happen.
Okay. How about the same goes for?
So it means this applies to both things. It will be the same for both.
Okay. Slow and steady wins the race.
Don't go too fast. Just put in effort and do what you need to do, and eventually you will succeed.
Okay. So the conversation is between Gia and Howard. And basically they're sharing information.
Yes.
They're talking about their mothers and the great results from yoga.
Yes.
I think yoga definitely helps with the mobility and flexibility. Let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue.
My mother has been doing the morning yoga routine you suggested. She's already a lot more flexible.
Improved flexibility will, in turn, increase her strength.
The same goes for mobility. It all works together.
Maybe you should add a few mobility exercises that will strengthen her hips and shoulders.
I think she's ready for a few more exercises, but I don't want to go too fast.
I believe that's the right decision. You know that slow and steady wins the race.
Okay, so turn your books to page 80 and let's take a look at the power dialogue, the importance of mobility and flexibility. So Gia begins by saying, my mother has been doing the morning yoga routine you suggested. She's already a lot more flexible.
Yeah.
So Howard suggested, how about trying yoga in the morning?
Yes.
And Gia is saying, wow, it worked. It's having a great effect.
Yes.
She's already a lot more flexible.
Yes.
So we keep talking about the word flexible. And in this context, it means literally your body is flexible.
Yeah.
But it could mean other things too.
Yeah, it is true. So flexible is literally your body being able to move and twist and turn in a bunch of different ways. But a personality can be flexible.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Someone who doesn't, care or just isn't very
strict,
stubborn.
And uptight.
Yeah. Yeah. There's sure, whatever. I'm flexible. A schedule can be flexible.
Yeah.
Right? We talk about flex time.
Yes.
So, flexible can be used in many different ways.
Wow, the word flexible is very flexible.
It is. I see what you did.
That was good, right?
That was good.
Howard says, improved flexibility will in turn increase her strength.
Yes.
Now, this is why you need the book and look at this sentence because it is improved flexibility will, in turn, increase her strength.
Yes.
So, why are there's so many commas here?
Yeah. So this in turn, the actual natural placement of this is actually at the end. So You could write this sentence with no commas if in turn is at the very end.
I see.
Improved flexibility will increase her strength in turn.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Or you could put it at the very beginning. And it's one comma.
One comma.
In turn, improved flexibility will. But because this phrase is not in its natural position in the English sentence, you have to put these commas to show that, we're breaking kind of the chain of thought, like the flow of the sentence.
Very interesting how where you place these expressions can kind of change the grammar, not the grammar, but the punctuation.
Right, yeah. So there's nothing, it's not grammatically wrong, but it's just not the normal flow. So you're putting these commas as a way of saying, hey, you're going to have to think a little differently here for a second.
Yeah. And I think the reason why it's in the middle, so let's first talk about in turn.
Yeah.
Which means
next. The next to happen. So this is not intern like I'm an intern at a company.
No, it's I-N and then T-U-R-N.
Yes, intern. So this turn is like a game. Like you have like the first turn, someone's turn.
That's right.
So this is a way of saying A causes B.
Yeah. And the reason why it's in the middle is for emphasis.
Right.
It's like improved flexibility. This will really increase her strength.
Yes.
That's basically why it's in the middle.
Right.
Okay. So in turn means next. Okay.
Yes.
Now, Gia, what does Gia say?
The same goes for mobility. It all works together.
Okay. The same goes for mobility.
Yes.
Okay. So here it's referring to the same is like we were talking about flexibility.
Right.
Now we're talking about mobility.
Yes.
So same goes for?
Right. So Howard commented on flexibility. Flexibility will give her more strength. And Gia says, yeah, and mobility does the same thing. The same goes for mobility. It's the same case for mobility.
Yeah. So you definitely need to be in a conversation to use this expression. Like
Right.
You said something, the same goes for this.
Right.
Okay. Howard says, maybe you should add a few mobility exercises that will strengthen her hips and shoulders. Our power pattern today is maybe you should do something.
Yeah.
Again, the whole remember we talked about maybe you can, maybe you should. Is it similar?
Yeah, it is similar. So maybe we can is doing something together.
Yeah, more of a suggestion.
Yeah, maybe you should is for the other person, right? I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But I think it's great here to remember that this maybe is very, kind of important. Because if Howard just says, you should add, it feels very strong.
Right.
And to be honest, as a native speaker, it feels a little too direct.
Yeah.
If someone says, hey, you should do this.
Yeah.
You should cut your hair.
Yeah.
You should diet. You should. I mean, like, who is this person?
Who do you think you are?
Yeah, why are you telling me what to do?
Yeah.
So the maybe does a lot of work in softening this suggestion.
Yes, you're making it very indirect. So here, Gia says, I think she's ready for a few more exercises, but I don't want to go too fast. Okay, so you're trying to help the other person, but you don't want to do too much.
Right.
And Howard says,
I believe that's the right decision. You know that slow and steady wins the race.
Okay, very, very famous expression.
Yeah.
Slow and steady wins the race, meaning this is taken from the fable.
Yeah.
Right? Aesop's fable.
Yeah. The tortoise and the hare.
The tortoise and the hare.
The turtle and the rabbit.
Yeah.
Where, the slow-going turtle actually wins the race because he just keeps going and keeps going.
So what do you think? You think that's true?
I mean, I think that there is no end to the race. So why go fast?
Oh, wow. That's a good take.
Right?
That's a good perspective.
Like, you're running, but there's really no end.
Yeah.
So, like,
it's true.
You're just running for no reason.
Right. So don't run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walk.
Yeah.
take a nap even.
It's more sustainable.
Yeah. It's to continue working and to like persevere.
Yeah.
Do the hard work. But yeah, don't rush.
That's right. Slow and steady, STEADY, wins the race.
Yes.
It's a little long, but very, very impactful. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to that dialogue one more time.
My mother has been doing the morning yoga routine you suggested. She's already a lot more flexible.
Improved flexibility will, in turn, increase her strength.
The same goes for mobility. It all works together.
Maybe you should add a few mobility exercises that will strengthen her hips and shoulders.
I think she's ready for a few more exercises, but I don't want to go too fast.
I believe that's the right decision. You know that slow and steady wins the race.
It's time for Power Note. We're on pages 82 and 83. We've got a lot of example sentences for you, so let's get to it. In turn means next.
Yes.
Or as a result.
Yes. It'll naturally come as a result.
Okay, so it will follow.
Yes.
Okay. Why is everyone working extra hours this month?
It will lead to higher profits, which in turn will lead to bigger bonuses.
Ooh, that's a good reason.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If we get more profits, we get bigger bonuses at the end of the year.
So I feel like there's a natural flow
Yeah.
to this expression, meaning, oh, the result will be this. But no, it's more like you do this and it will become this.
Yes.
It's that sort of like A will naturally lead into B.
Yes.
Yeah. Each week, I help Jeannie with her English, and then new sentence, in turn, comma, she cooks me dinner. So they broke it up.
Yes.
Here.
They broke it up here. And there is a bit of an agreement.
Yeah.
So I'm helping her with her English, and kind of as a way of paying me back, she is cooking me dinner.
So sometimes, especially in this example, there seems to be an exchange, a
Yes.
fair exchange. And we do use it in this context. Like,
Yeah.
I help her with this, and in turn, she helps me with this.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that exchange, that kind of trade going on.
Yeah. So you have to pay attention to the context.
Right.
Okay.
This feeling of intern, though, does feel there's some kind of natural or automatic second step that happens.
Yes. Okay. The second expression, the same goes for, means this applies to another situation.
Yes.
Okay. If the managers start making us work on Saturdays, I'm quitting.
The same goes for me. My wife hates it. I work overtime every night.
The same goes for me.
Me too.
Well, yeah, you could say me too, but why would you say the same goes for me?
So here in A, you're kind of making a statement like, I'm going to quit. It's like a promise or, something. So when it's a promise, you're saying, I agree with that. I will do the same thing. Whatever the condition is for that promise, the same goes for me.
Okay.
So it's a little more, it feels a little more detailed in that way.
Right.
The same conditions apply to me.
Right.
That's
right.
what this feels like.
Yeah. So it's like we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
Sort of feeling. I know you're disappointed with the decision. The same goes for me. So it's like, as opposed to saying me too, I agree.
Yeah.
It really feels like truly you are in the same situation.
Yeah. This applies to me as well.
Yeah.
Like it is, I guess, technically the same meaning, but it does feel a little bit more in these cases that you are kind of empathizing with them. Like, yeah, I know exactly how you feel.
Right.
The same goes for me.
Yeah. Right.
We're in the same situation.
Yeah, we're in the same situation. So I think that word same is very important in this. There's a reason why the word same is in this expression. It's like, yes, we are eye to eye. We see it exactly the same.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe there's a party this weekend, but you have family obligations. Specifically, Not just like, oh, I can't go. But like, oh, someone is like coming in and I have to show them around town. And you're in the same situation.
The same goes for me.
Yeah.
Like, my aunt is coming in, so
Right.
I can't go.
Yeah, right, right. So there has to be something that's the same.
Right.
Okay. Slow and steady wins the race. And all of us know that instead of rushing, being persistent and just keep showing up,
Yeah.
you will win. Okay. I can't believe how much weight you lost just by walking.
Slow and steady wins the race when it comes to weight loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Those
can't-
fast diets, like those fad diets,
Yeah.
they come and go, and then you gain double the weight.
Oh,
back.
yeah.
You gain more weight, right? So slow and steady wins the race. It took me 4 years, but I learned English. Slow and steady wins the race.
Isn't that true? Learning a
Language.
language, you can't learn a language fast.
I feel like even 4 years is still not enough. I think it's forever.
Yeah, there is no end to learning. I'm still learning English.
Same goes for me.
Like, I learn new words all the time.
Me too.
In English.
In English. Even native speakers.
Yeah.
And if you don't read or speak or listen, you forget it.
Oh, totally.
You have to relearn it.
There are some English grammar things that sometimes I have to. Did I get that right? Is that right?
Right.
Did I make?
Right.
Like, yeah, language learning, slow and steady wins the race because there's really no end.
There is no race to this. There is no end to this race,
Yep.
everyone. Okay, so just hang in there with us.
Yeah.
Power pattern. Maybe you should.
Yes.
So instead of saying you should do this, maybe you should.
Yeah, it softens it a lot.
Yes. Maybe you should call her and see if she's okay.
Maybe you should bring a jacket in case it gets cold.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to, but
have
maybe you
to.
should.
Yeah, maybe
okay.
you should.
Our power vocab is flexible on page 84, and there's a definition, so please check out the definition. And let's do something fun.
Okay.
We have power practice. Let's take a sentence.